this is Sandy from Sewing with Sandy. Welcome to my pattern haul video. I picked up a few fabrics in addition to some patterns, and I'm really excited to share them with you. I've been working on a blouse class, so I'm kind of all about the blouses. The runway this year is full of them. They are long, short, white, printed, all kinds of fun sleeve details. So we're working on a class to cover all of that. So I have quite a few blouse patterns in here that I want to add into the mix, but then some other things that will take us in a transition from winter here in the Northeast, it's really cold, to spring. And there's that transition period where it's not too cold and it's not too hot, and spring it can be pretty chilly up here. So here we go. So the first one I bought was a Berta pattern, and I haven't made a Berta in a really long time. The last one was fairly unsuccessful, so I'm anxious to try them again. This is Berta 6227, and it's just a cute little peasant blouse, right? It has a drawstring neckline, and I don't have anything like that in my sewing pattern repertoire. And I like this little sleeve here with the tie. So I'm actually working on a blouse now, a traditional blouse, and I want to put a tie sleeve on it. So that was one of the reasons I bought this, because I'm going to add this sleeve detail to the blouse. I'm making a silhouette pattern 600 classic blouse, and the sleeve on that doesn't have a cuff, it just has a fold over button, so it's wide enough to put an elastic on. So that was one of the reasons that I bought this. But I also really like that kind of boho look. It's very stylish and sort of reminiscent of, you know, growing up in the 70s. So yeah, Simplicity has changed their branding, and I really like the new look of their patterns, the pattern packages. This one is a 9177, and again, it's a blouse, but it's really it's got some really interesting detail with that side button. It's got grown-on sleeves, and in the back it has a yoke and quite a bit of gathering at the back of the yoke, so I think that's kind of nice. But I really like just the way it buttons asymmetrically. I think that will be a cool pattern to try. So that is definitely on my agenda for this spring and summer. The other thing is I wear dresses all the time. I love them with tights and leggings in the winter. I love them in the summertime. They're just so easy to wear. So I found this is a 9140 Simplicity. It's easy to sew, so I think that it's going to be a breeze. I like that it's long. I like that it has pockets, and I like that it has a tie waist. I like the 3/4 sleeves. They're very flattering right above the elbow in line with the waistline. I think that this section might be a little long for me because I'm short, so I'll probably end up shortening it here, but I'll let you know how that goes. So yeah, I'm really liking the way that one's going to come out. Another Simplicity. So I got a bunch from Simplicity. I was really pleased with the patterns that they had. A 9189. It's a little wrap jacket. How cute is that? So I'm working on a project that is inspired by a Christian Dior jacket that is quilted to the nth degree, and it's very similar to this. It has this big shawl collar and no sleeves. It's like a vest, but it's really kind of a jacket or an over vest or a little wrap. And so that's why I got this, because I have some beautiful fabric, which I'll show you later, this poppy fabric that I want to make out of this in the style of the Christian Dior jacket. So yeah, I was really excited to find that one. Then I picked up a couple of New Look patterns. Again, I haven't used New Look in a really long time, so I thought I would give them a try. And this one's a blouse pattern. It's 6685, and I like the little tie on the neckline here. Right, there's this little tie detail up over on the shoulder, and I don't know if you can't even see it on the drawing, but it's just a woven blouse with a little collar. It's very straight. There aren't a lot of details to it, so I thought that this would be fun to give it a try. Very straight and casual looking, you know, that would be great with just a little pair of jeans and a sweater, and you can just throw it on. I also found a 6683. This appealed to me because it's a knit dress. Again, I love the look of a dress with tights, and I'm thinking that this can be something that you can zip up pretty much right away. It's very simple. Look at those line drawings. There's really no detail to it at all. It's just a very boxy dress, but perfect to hang out in around the house. And you know, you're on Zoom calls, right? You have to look decent and yet comfy. So those are really important details. So I really like that. I like the little kind of mock turtleneck collar on it. Right? It's not too much, but it's enough of a detail. It's just not a sweetheart neckline or, you know, just a jewel neckline. So I thought, so those were all the patterns that I got from Simplicity, and I'm excited to try those and let you know how they work out. Then I got 3 from the new McCall's Vogue Butterick site. I got another dress, again, dress, leggings, dress, something casual and fun. This one has a little drawstring neck. It's made out of knit. It also has a hoodie. So it just looks better than running around in an old sweatshirt hanging around the house, and I can, you know, get on a Zoom call or teach a class with that and be very comfy. They're showing it here with, you know, casual sneakers and leggings. I think that's such a great look. And of course, pockets are key, right? So it has pockets, and it's hard to pass something by that has pockets. It's hard to pass something by that has pockets in it. One of the classes that I want to do is a sew along. So this is going to be my sew along project. These little denim jackets are so cute, and they are everywhere. And this is McCall's 8011, just a really cute kind of a short little denim jacket, classic, but with some really nice detail lines. And I thought that would really make a fun sew along class. I think we can break it up into like maybe 5 or 6 videos. And yeah, interesting pockets. So I love this pocket, and I've been looking for this pocket because I'm working on a project that is inspired by a Nicole Miller designed inspiration, and I absolutely love her designs, and I'll show you what we're going to work on, what I'm working on with that, but this pocket is perfect. So this pattern works dually well. I'm going to steal this pocket and use it on the dress that I'm making, and then I am also going to do a sew along class with this, so I love that. And then back to the shirts again. You know, I'm a sucker for a long dress and a long shirt, and you know, I have a real bent for buying designer clothes. So this is a Vogue pattern, and I love Vogue. They're my favorite. 1756. It is a Sandra Betzina pattern, and it is a long, the light's shining on that. It is a long shirt. Essentially, it's a long shirt. It has some really funky detail in the back. It has that big gathered back. I'm not sure how that's going to work, right? But I think it's worth a try. And if I use a really lightweight fabric and shorten it, make sure that it's proportional, that it will be kind of fun and something different. And it's a perfect little over jacket. And look at the collar on that, right? It's just like the collar band. So it's just a little stand-up collar. I just love that. I think it'll be so much fun with the 3/4 sleeves. So it's perfect for that transition period between spring and summer. So let me gather my fabrics, and we'll talk about what we're going to use, what fabrics I got and what we're going to use them. Okay, let's talk fabrics. Now, some of these I've had in my stash, but some of them I just got, which I'm really excited about it. So the 2 inspired designs from the spring collections that I'm doing, one is a rag and bone design, and one is a Nicole Miller design, and they're both blouses. So the first one is the rag and bone, and it's stripes. It's essentially, this is the Kaylee shirt from Closet Core pattern. It has just a placket here, and it's loose fitting. This one happens to have short sleeves, but I love this pattern. It's very versatile. So if you look at the picture of the rag and bone, see how the construction is very similar. They don't even put buttons on the placket. The placket is just open. It's got long sleeves, and it has these wonderful cuffs. They're like a French cuff that isn't folded back, so they're really long. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to make that. We're going to use the Kaylee shirt pattern. We're going to add sleeves to it. So we're going to franken some sleeves from another pattern that have a cuff. Extend the cuff to this like amazing French cuff. And then I'm going to make it out of this cute stripe. So it's going to be like dress length, long enough to wear with leggings, but short enough in the summer, because this is fairly lightweight, short enough in the summer, and it's a stretch, short enough in the summer that you can wear it with a pair of flip-flops, and it'll be cute. It won't be too short. It's long enough for a short dress, and then but short enough to wear with leggings or tights in the wintertime. So it's a great transition piece, and I love this stripe. So this came from fabric.com. So cute, right? And then all the patterns and fabrics and everything, I'll put the link to the blog post down below where you can get all the details and all the 411 and all the patterns and the fabrics that I got in this haul. The other blouse that I was inspired by is a Nicole Miller. I love her stuff. I just think that she is brilliant in design-wise. So there's this jacket, sweater, so there's this dress that she made that essentially is a button-down dress that has layered patchwork fabric on it. And then I'll show you a picture here. How cute is that, right? The placket, it's a hidden placket going down with one button, cute little collar, and then all that patchwork on the front. So inspired by that military look, I'm going to make the jacket. This is a cotton, kind of a denim twill that I got from fabric.com. And it's also, the reverse side is nice because it's very close, you know, tonally it works, but yet it's a little bit different. So I can use either side of this. It's kind of a poplin twill. And again, all the information will be in the blog post and you can just click over to that. So this is going to be the base of the dress. And then I've been working on this technique where you apply fabrics on top of them and shred them, quilting stitch them. So these are kind of some of the techniques that I'm going to use on this. So I have this wild kind of green print that works really well with this. And then on top of that, I bought a shear that I'm going to stitch on top of that and then shred. So you'll have all this little shredded shearing. And I wanted to do something bright. So this yellow, this is actually yellow, and you can see it if it's all bulked together. But as a shear, it just kind of covers, and this will be all cut so the other fabric will show underneath. So these are the three fabrics, and it might be hard to envision. In my head, it's there. I know what it's going to look like. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the techniques of layering fabrics with quilting, and then adding shears on top and shredding them. So that's a lot of fun. So that's a project that we're going to work on. Now, these other three fabrics I've had in my stash for a while. This first one is, I love this. This is a poppy. It's a stretch cotton, right? How gorgeous is that, right? It's got a little bit of stretch to it. And I'm going to use that to make this wrap, this single sleeveless wrap that's inspired by the Dior dress that we saw in Denver at the Dior exhibit. Then for the class, one of the things that I'm working on for this blouse class is a long flowing shirt. And I think I'm going to use this pattern for that shirt. And I have this really interesting abstract, very almost sheer-like kind of boho fabric. This came from Elliot Berman, and I have yards and yards of this. So I think it will be really fun gathered in the back, but yet it's light and flowy, so it will work well with some kind of a transitional type of garment. So I think I'm going to give that one a try, and we'll also have to experiment with French seams with that because this is going to be wide open and it's not lined. So you don't want these shears there. They don't go really well in the serger. So you either have to do a Hong Kong finish or a French seam. So I think it's a perfect opportunity to explore a French seam because Vogue tends to use a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. So that gives us enough to stitch it and then encase it. So look forward to that one. That one's going to be fun. And then the last one is this McCall's pattern, this little sweatshirt dressy dress pattern. So I'm going to use this fabric. And I believe this came from B&J, which is a big shop in New York. They do a lot of the costume stuff there. If you ever get to New York and you want to go fabric shopping, Mood is great. B&J should be also on your list. Those are the two top for me. Elliot Berman's right up there with them. Those are must-dos when I go to New York. So look at that. Isn't that a cool color? And on the inside, it's gray. So it's a stretch, it's fleece on the inside, and then so it's bonded to this kind of knit. So it's fleece bonded to knit, right? A peach color. Yeah, it works great with the red hair. So that is going to be that knit dress with the hoodie. So you can see the inside of the hoodie or the neck, depending on which one I do. I'm probably going to do a hoodie. You want to make sure that the fabric looks pretty on the inside, so this way I don't have to line the hood. I can just use this, right? And the edge rolled back will look really great against this kind of peachy color. So yeah, so we're going to be really busy. Plus we're still finishing up the class, and then we're going to start this jacket sew along, and my hope is to drop a class every week. We can make this together. This is available now, and we're going to talk about fabrics and fabric options probably next week, so we can start thinking about making this jacket. It will be a lot of fun. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.